Hello, everybody. Lovely to see you. Here's Linz, our host.
Hello, thank you, Rihanna. And welcome, everybody, to Cathies DistantEchos show, Flying with Angels. And we'd like to welcome you all here today and hope you enjoy the show. If you would like a free card reading, we do, Rihanna and I do mini card readings. And the number to call is 631-353-4342 and enter the show number of 74858 to speak to the host. If you're in the UK or outside America, there is a Skype call button at the top of the chat room page which you can press, and you can Skype those numbers in, Skype to intuitalks, and you'll be able to get through to me. I'm doing the switchboard. I'm Lindsey-Harrison, and Riana-George is my host as well. We have two hosts on this show, and you can have a reading from both of us. So we hope you enjoy the show. And I'd like to start off, I'd like to start off with, Rihanna is going to say the blessing for us, which is the Lord's Prayer translated from Aramaic into English. Thank you, Rihanna.
Yeah. Thanks, Linz. This is rather beautiful because if you look around, there's different translations, but this is from the Nazareans. I took a look, and it speaks volumes, I think, for everyone. I love it. I did pictures of Jesus and the angels. I had a great big frame done for my mother, and she has it in her dining room. It means such a lot to people, and it's going to bless us here. O thou from whom the breath of life comes, who fills all realms with sound, light and vibration. May your light be experienced in our utmost holiest. Your heavenly domain approaches. Let your will come true in the universe. Give us wisdom for our daily need and detach the fetters and faults that bind us. Let us not be lost in superficial things, but let us be freed from that which keeps us from our true purpose. From you comes the all-working will, the lively strength to act, the song that beautifies all and renews itself from age to age, stilled in trust, faith, gratitude and truth. As it is spoken, so it is. Amen. And I'll finish with this because to me it's quite important, so everybody knows their part and parcel. You are a beautiful, magnificent, multi-dimensional being whose sole purpose is to expand into love and be love. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you very much, Rihanna. That was very well written. And we are now going to go over to another blessing that we have from Archangel Michael, which Rihanna was guided to download and read a while ago. And we like to say this on this show as well. And we all know Archangel Michael looks after everybody and protects everybody, and keeps you on your spiritual path, keeps you where you should be going, and walks with you. And he's got a jolly good sense of humour as well. So,
yes.
Over
yes,
to Rihanna again.
Oh, thank you, Linz. You can read it if you want to, darling, because we're both here. Would you like to?
Okay.
Yes, please do. We share here.
Right, there we go. The invocation and prayer to Archangel Michael shared by Rihanna on Flying with Angels, but I, Lindsey-Harrison, am going to read it.
Yes, it was channeled, wasn't it?
Archangel Michael, when I say this first bit, feel Archangel Michael around you, his wings around you and blue light around you, and know that he is here. And later on in know he's here now with us, and he's also with you if you're watching the archives. So, Archangel Michael, please come forth and connect with us, all gathered now, and in the future, our future, because I know you are available all times, in the moment of now.
We're in the now space, yes.
I ask that you protect us, uplift us and inspire us to live in alignment with our highest and greatest good. Surround us with your wings of love and stand before us with your angelic qualities of strength, courage and truth. Please clear our energies and vibration completely, releasing all negative energy, limited beliefs, fears, illusions and negative energetic imprints present in our energy and physical being. Please release anything that is blocking us from fully and completely experiencing the love and light present in every moment. Release all that no longer serves us into the light of the divine, and fill the void with unconditional love, light and compassion. Archangel Michael, I ask that you use your sword of light to cut away all doubt, fear and guilt and negativity which is around us, sending love and healing light to each end of the cords that you cut as you do so. Please guide us on our path to help us accomplish our authentic purpose according to divine will for the highest and greatest good. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to say, I did add a few bits in there. I added about when... Who's making that noise? I added that when Michael comes to the board,
my papers away.
I always ask him to send love and healing light to both ends of the cords. That way the person on the other end receives healing and you receive the healing that is necessary at the time. Doesn't make the situations disappear, but it makes you able to cope with them better, and both you and the other person are surrounded in light, and on an ethical, spiritual level it makes a big difference. And also you'll find you can cope with a situation, or you forgive that person, or there's no animosity, and meetings and that go much better. So that's why I added that in. So there we go. And I'm now going to do the disclaimer and see if I can find it. I've got to go back. Archangel Raziel. Now this is for Bonnie. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Well, I know
Isn't that funny, Lynn? I broke the cards earlier when we were talking offline, and that's exactly while Bonnie, Becca was reading Bonnie a reading, I just chose the pile and I picked that one out. So
is that the one you
how
got
synchronistic is that?
Wow,
yes.
See, look,
I love how the angels and spirit work. How wonderful.
I was going to explain to you a bit more about Raziel.
Yes,
because Bonnie likes to know about the angels like we do. And Archangel Raziel, he oversees Cathies DistantEchos. He is a teacher of Stoic knowledge and mystical things. He will help you with past lives, and I just think this is why I've got to bring this up to you, Bonnie, because I know you're doing a show about past lives. Archangel Raziel helps you clear past lives and heal them, and he will help you go backwards and forwards. He does past, present and future lives, but if you ask him, he will help you to clear any negativity, any stuck emotions from past lives. He will also send you things you need to know, the Stoic wisdoms, or you'll bump into people that will suddenly tell you something you need to know. And he does that as well. His crystal is clear quartz, and it's clear quartz because it connects to all the chakras, and he connects to all the chakras, and he is known as a rainbow angel, you know, and his wings are like that of a rainbow, and which also, to me, if he's working with a rainbow, he works on all the spheres. You know, you've got the different levels of colour. He works on all of them. He can do it all simultaneously. I expect the others can as well, but that's sort of his area. So yeah.
Talk about synchronicity. He's been with me today, Linz, because I thought, Linz, we're going to talk about signs and symbolism, symbolics, with what the angels and spirit give us. And I thought, I don't know, I wonder what I'm guided to do. I wasn't sure which angel it was, but it's obviously Raziel. And they were laughing in the background. There was a few of them. And I got, you know, Becca and Linz and a few others have a joke about you sticking to the divine number 7. And however much you've tried in practice or with clients and with everything else to change that, you are still working with divine number 7. So I was guided to go on to the internet. If you look at the wiki, whatever it is, the information site, it shows you that 7 is in everything. Scientific, astrology, every different religion you can think of, all the modalities, Egyptian theory, it goes back, it covers everything. And I found a beautiful way that of wording on one site. It's called Number 7, Symbolic Meaning. Humanity Healing, it's on the Humanity Healing Network. That's HTTPS, and the dots and the two, what's my names, I don't know what they're called, humanityhealing.net, and then I call one of those little arrow things on its side, 2011, and another little stroke, 04, and another little dime thing. If you go there and read what it says, I was sort of like blown away, and I'm going, thank you, because although I get these things
Rihanna gets so excited
from inside of me, you know, and I trust that it's correct. And I thought, well, this is ideal to discuss it, and this is why I work with. I say that nothing is separate. We're all part of everything of creation, and I know that it's of divine, and so I was thrilled to bits. I thought I'd tell you, I'm so joyful with that this morning.
Well, should we continue with that? And
you can do.
I'll let you do a reading, but I'll just do the disclaimer first.
Yes, okay.
This is a presentation, Bonnie, that I made up on, Microsoft presentation.
Really nice.
And then I flicked through it as it goes, because it was supposed to go with music at the beginning for those that were no writing. But I've got the prayers there and the disclaimer. And then, like, if I go further, I've got more cards, because we use similar cards, Rihanna and I, but we use different ones. We use Doreen Virtue cards, and I gave Rihanna the Gabriel deck, and I haven't got that one. And she's got she's got the
therapy deck, darling.
Therapy deck.
That's
what I was. No, I haven't got that. But other decks, we've both got the same. So she uses Michael, and I use. I don't know what I'm going to use today. I might use the Angel Tarot cards today. Right. Anyway, I'm waffling. So, Flying with Angels cards. I nearly said credit card. Oh, dear. I know why that is.
Well, you didn't get no credit.
We got a parking fine from when we were on holiday. And we couldn't see anything to say you couldn't park here or whatever. It was at Asda and Paul. And we were there about an hour and a half, and we had a letter this morning saying what you did over the time there. But we couldn't see any parking signs anywhere. So we assumed it was like a car park, like we've got round here for Asda. Anyway, it wasn't. We were, so somebody said, a friend said, are you going to contest it? And I said, no, it's not worth it.
You might as well just, no.
I
was going to say...
There, and I'll go, oh, I didn't see it there.
Today's little angel, I have a diary that Lynn's very kindly bought me at Christmas for the New Year. On each one there's a little tiny reading.
Oh yeah.
What's it say?
Look to see where you're parking next.
No. And I think this is very significant for Bonnie as well, with the reading that Becca gave you. Yeah. And also the fine, I will say, Lynn's, and little things that we might all personally have going on. Remember the power of prayer to help you with every situation. Every situation. Amen.
Yeah. Amen.
Wonderful.
I'm still not going to contest it. I just accept that we got it.
Yeah.
I just make sure we really, when we're away somewhere strange, next time we really look.
Well,
if we don't know where we're parking.
I mean, did you just bring that up out of that you just thought about that? Because
No. I said flying with angels, and then I went angel credit card readings. And I said, I know why I said that.
Okay.
Why I thought it.
Because before...
I nearly said it. And then I started, if I did say it, I explained why I said it.
Because...
Well, Lynn, something funny I've got to tell you all. She's talking about sort of angels and signs. When I had my mum's little Nissan Micra, and we were going through all the paperwork that you do, because we have our own accident call-out company that's linked to the insurance and all that sort of thing. So a lot of the paperwork we went through to check. And what should I find? But my mum had call-out for the car, 24-hour rescue and recovery helpline. And guess what it was called?
Did I?
Angels Assistance. So how magical is
that one?
No, I haven't. But I kept the card because I kept the card at the bottom here under my PC because working with the angels, and every now and again, bless her, it makes me smile. It makes me smile. Remember that they are 24-hour recovery service, day or night, 365 times a year, every hour and every minute. They're there for you. Don't forget.
Is that what it says on that card?
Well, yeah, it says 24-hour rescue and recovery helpline. Call the angels.
That's good, isn't it?
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'll show you on here where it says on the back of that. I showed you the front of the card. There you are, 24 hours rescue and recovery helpline. There we are. Isn't that marvellous?
Yeah, I think that's good, Rihanna. Right,
it's marvellous.
I'll do the disclaimer.
Okay.
Readings on this show are for entertainment purposes only and do not replace advice from medical, legal or financial services. Whilst we endeavour to assist you, readings are not set in stone. Future events may be affected by your own actions or lack of actions and your own free will. Opinions of others in the chat room do not necessarily reflect the view of the host of the show We reserve the right to remove a person from the chat room due to inappropriate behaviour. We simply ask that you be kind to one another, discuss things pertaining to the show, and and enjoy the show. You are welcome to post your own links in the chat room for the benefit of everybody, and that's written by me. So thank you. I hope you enjoy the show. Okay.
How do we get people out of the chat room?
Oh yeah, I meant to tell you that. I couldn't remember how to do it, so I'll.
Don't kick me out.
No, don't kick any of us out.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah,
Let me just see. There is something you can. Oh, that's it. You click on the name, and when you're holding it on there, next to the mic, you get Kick Becca. If you're in control. If I show you, Bonnie,
okay,
and
no
Becca,
problem.
but don't. I'll pass you the controls, Bonnie. But you got the controls, right?
Yes. So
can you see that? You're on Rihanna now, aren't you?
now I'm on
Don't
back.
press it. Whatever you do, don't press it. Because if you press it, right, give me that control back.
I don't know.
Did you see it, Bonnie?
Yes. But no, I don't. Because what do? Just press on the name and then go over to.
Yes, but don't do it.
Okay. And then you just press it, and then I don't have it. It's not Rihanna. How did it get to Rihanna?
Because I gave it to her.
Oh, you didn't trust
Taking it up to me again.
I'm one of those naughty angels. Okay, but
but the thing is, if you kick anybody out, they're blocked for 18 hours.
Okay.
You know. So I don't know if that's for this show or if it is from the whole of intuitalks. I think it's just for this show. So, yeah, don't do it. After you did those pictures this afternoon, I could just see you thinking, oh yeah, I'll click on that and see what happens. But it's not like
got my number.
When you can just kick people out and keep them in. Once you do it once, they're out for 8. You can warn them, you know, and they're out straight away.
Well, I've never had to kick anybody out. I mean, the only time I ever had to take somebody out of my show, and actually I didn't do it, was somebody said that these people were saying mean, nasty things in my chat room, and then I got on the next day and I told them that wasn't going to ever be tolerated, and if they didn't be nice, then please don't come back. And I really had no other problem after that.
Oh, well, when we were on Blog Talk, Cathies DistantEchos used to get a lot of trolls, and we used to get a lot of people coming in spouting off religious stuff. Then you get people
used to have,
with
say,
political
Cathy,
stuff. And then
wear size 10 boots, and she would give them 2 choices to behave, and then there would be no more choice. She'd boot them and say, and we'd all be in the chat room going, boot, 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 Cathy's got a boot on. So we made it humorous, but nobody got on there and insulted anyone. She wouldn't have it.
She gave people 3, if they got over top in the chat room, she gave them 3 warnings. But one thing that happened to me, which I will share with you, Bonnie, on Blog Talk Radio, was one time when I was new at it. I'd been doing it for about 6 months. I was doing a reading for this girl phoned in, and she was in tears because she said somebody had died and she couldn't cope with this, and she was going on about this, that and the other. And of course I put my professional head on, went into a compassionate, sympathetic mode and gave her a small reading because I couldn't get much for her, right? Anyway, Chris has always been a friend of Cathies DistantEchos. She went over afterwards to another show. Well, not afterwards, during my show, right? She popped over to another show that she knew somebody was on, and that same person was there boasting in the chat room that they'd come on and done this reading, and all the time that I thought they were crying, they were all laughing their heads off on the settee and taking the mickey. So Chris very nicely came back and told me that. Well, told Cathy, she told Cathy, and Cathy told me afterwards. But after that, Cathy looked out for that person, so they didn't come back and do that again. So you get all these sort of people. There was a lot. They
use different names as well sometimes, don't they, Linz? When we're on Blog Talk, some of them will sign in with different names.
Oh yeah, some of them
just to try and get in.
Names, Bonnie. I don't know how they do it. We never knew how they did it, did we, Rihanna?
No.
Anyway, Cathy and Chris knew who everybody was. Cathy had been doing it for so long, and she knew so many people. And all she asked was that you were nice to one another, and you asked things pertaining to the show. You enjoy the show, and you share your links if you want to, which a lot of hosts on BTR don't want to share links in their chat room. But so we've kept that same ideal going over here, because that's how we've always had our show, you know. Right, I'm going to just go back a moment for who's your favourite fairy, everybody?
Well, you know who my favourite fairy is, Tinkerbell.
Oh, that's also Bonnie's favourite. Or was that you? Was that you talking, Becca?
No, that was Bonnie.
Oh well, see, this is Tinkerbell as she was when she was a young fairy princess. But she was a fairy princess queen. A fairy queen, rather. Right, so Rihanna, would you like to continue with Bonnie's reading? And if anybody would like to call in for a reading, the call-in number for the show is 631-353-4342, and then enter 74858 to speak to the host. And I'm your host, Lindsey-Harrison, and Riana-George is the other host for the show because we work together with the angels. So over to you, Rihanna.
I'm excited. Can't wait for my...
Hi, Linz. No, I'll actually do your reading in a minute, Bonnie, but I didn't realise that I was going on with a reading, so I'll start again for you. But I want to say this, because this might refer to you. It could refer to Becca, Linz, or even myself or somebody listening. But while we were talking, you know, when I was shuffling the cards on the therapy deck, when I was talking to Linz, 2 cards fell out, and I get him. Yes, go for it. And one of the cards I got out was mediumship. And I say the angel, you take on the persona, the person takes on the personification of the angel, the spirit being that's here in this picture. And you do have a natural ability. It's knowledge. People have seen you work. You have a natural ability to connect with loved ones in the spirit world, because there's different dimensions, and they're all around you in a way, but you have to go and ask them. And it's a beautiful natural ability. But what I want to say to you, what the angels are saying, there is a slight fear, and I don't know what that is. I have Archangel Michael and Raphael here to lift that faith spirit energy that's surrounding your situation and everyone involved, whether or not it's somebody in your circle, spiritual circle, friends, or a loved one, but somewhere along the line, it's like they might have I don't know about that, sort of space, and whether or not they're expressing that, or whether or not they are feeling that energy or thinking it, you are picking up on that. And I'm saying, fear not. Don't walk through that. When you know deep down in the heart centre of your soul, your core being, that this is the way you are going to go. Go. Know that Archangel Michael and Raphael are there lifting that base energy away from you. And once it's gone, you fill yourself with a divine love blessing. And you'll rock it.
Well,
Amen.
That's very interesting. Thank you, Rihanna.
And I'm not
Very
sure if that was that for. I honestly don't know. Was that for you, Bonnie? Can you relate to that?
Well, I love mediumship, and the only thing I won't bring through is negative energy. That's right. So the thing is that somebody said to me that in order to be a really great medium, you have to embrace both sides, but I don't believe that. So no. I choose to only bring in spirit through love and light. And
I'm glad.
What's really funny that you said that was last night I saw faces, really twisted faces in my dream, and usually and I know they were faces because I just stared at them. And I looked and said, you will not stay here if you are not from love and light. You will leave this home and my presence and any presence that I am at now in the name of, of God and Jesus, and I'm Jewish, so I say everybody. And I said, and if you're of the light, you could stay, but you will not be here if you aren't. And it was weird because the faces were on like a pole and they were twisted and they were, and I don't know whose faces they were, but that's what I said last night. So I'm not afraid. I just don't, I'm not afraid.
Because I was going to say that what happens sometimes is that, and I don't mean this facetious because I've got a lot of friends that work with spirit and I love them dearly, but they also have a problem sometimes, Lindsey and I have come across it, where it's about their ego and what they're going to do next. And I think as you move through a spiritual life of pure, unconditional love and light, it's like an automatic sensor. You know, but unfortunately the vulnerable don't. So, I've heard where negativity, it's like you should be connected with that energy of that person, that loved one that comes through for the purpose to heal a negative space. That doesn't mean to say that you don't feel it. You're not going to turn around and get your Uncle Fred, I'm just using this as an example, your Uncle Fred, who was a miserable old goat that was always dragging you down the pits and making you feel like a no-gooder. Well, I'll tell you, when he gets into spirit, he changes, or he doesn't come through the light. He changes. He has the opportunity to do so. He has the opportunity to heal like every single spiritual being having the human experience does here, now. It's a lifetime and it's a journey, and he has the ability to do that, doesn't Fred? So you don't, as a medium who's receiving beautiful messages from spirit, you do not have to do that.
That's
because
right.
To me, it doesn't happen with the best will in the world.
I mean, I've had plenty of, you see it on my radio show. I bring through spirit when, if they need, I don't live. I do all different things. So I don't live to bring through any spirit. I ask spirit to come, and if they need to connect with their loved one for the purpose of messages, healing messages and of the light. And if I don't get that, then I don't bring them through. So
that's true.
And I love spirit. I love that.
They don't have a space. I had an example which I will share with you, Bonnie. This is a real example. I'm going back a few years ago now. When I say that, I also know what I say. I will say that it's a blessing for it because it's for my greater understanding. I have met what Cathy would have called it, not just a vampire, but an energy vampire, but somebody that is soulless, that comes across as if they're doing some wonderful work, very kind, will be very loving, but there is something very dark and sinister. Now, I work with a lot of people of different modalities. I've got some lovely pagan friends that I work with when I do these fairs together. I mean, really lovely people that have the blessing of divine, who give thanks to the Creator for allowing them to be who they are. And they're lovely. So I'm going back years ago. That happened. My eyes were open wide. I got a kick, right? And so I let it go. And there was a couple of things that really to the core was bad, and I let that relationship grow, and I cut cords and put the healing space, and that was that. And I was at this fair the other way last month, and it was in the middle of the afternoon. Ian had been, because we have it was on the harbour side, and Ian was helping out with people who were going in to attend some of the workshops, because the workshops were being held on the Balmoral. And I was in the building at M-Shed to do my reading. And I had a break, and I'd been over to a friend's workshop. And I joked with Ian, the lady come round and said, did I want a cream tea? Now, I hadn't had a cream tea for years, and my diet's usually it's a no-no.